Okay, so today we're going to install this B&M Transmission Temperature Gauge. I've been battling keeping this thing cool. Replaced most all the cooling system, and it still runs a little bit warm. And so a couple weeks ago I just deleted the radiator as part of the transmission cooling circuit. I have an external transmission cooler, the B&M 70268, and wow, does it run a lot cooler. That transmission, the AW4, puts a lot of heat into that radiator, which is causing the engine to run a little bit warmer than it should be. So today I'm going to cut into the lines and get the gauge installed. I'm going to rip out a lot of the interior because I'm going to put some heat insulation in there as well while I'm at it. So that is what I'm going to do. Okay, so for cutting the line, Harbor Freight to the rescue here. Like $6 for a little cutting tool. Hopefully it works. Here's the actual this is 3/8 fitting here. It's got crush washers in it. This is the sanding unit, and this is some Teflon tape. I'm going to put a little bit on the threads. They say not to put very much because if this is not allowed to ground out, then the gauge will not work properly. So here we go. Okay, so there's a little bitty mount right here. It's one of these things. Kind of see it or not here, and just disconnected that. That allows me to separate. This is the line that goes to the rear of the transmission. So that's the one I'm going to cut. So hopefully I do it right. Well, let's see, that's going to mount there. I'm thinking we could either put it here, or I think I'll put it right here. And that will be out of the way. So we'll cut it about right here. No. Okay, we're cut. Cool, nothing out on the camera. Slide the crush washer on and drop it. Out of the way. I don't want it hanging down. Tighten the bad boy. Jeep's kind of messy. Anyways, so I think like some of the other guys have done in the past, we're going to mount that gauge right here. I'm going to pull all this out. I'm getting some heat coming off the transmission up through there, so I've got some heat insulation I'm going to throw down. So I'm going to take the seats out, the center console, as much as I can get out of here so that I can put that insulation down there to stop some of the heat, and then I got to drill a hole anyways for the gauge. So there it is with the gauge installed, and you just follow the directions. It's I didn't video all the tearing apart the interior here, but it's didn't take as long as I thought. You just take your time. I like to solder all my connections and shrink wrap stuff, so take your time doing that. It works just fine. You can see it. I don't know if it's got a register in here. You can see it's just a tad bit over 100. It's been sitting for a little while there, but with the shut the beeper off here. With the lights on, the dimmer on it works. You can't tell now, but if it was dark, it dimmer. I was a little concerned that was going to be a problem with it being too bright, the gauge, but I tapped into the dimmer circuit, and so it's actually nice. It works real well, and the handle doesn't get in the way. I can see it just fine when I'm driving down the road. So kind of get up here and look. You can see it just fine while I'm driving, at least. And driving around for the last week or so, the hottest I've seen it get is about 160. It typically runs around 150, and that you can really see the temperature drop, and when you shift it into the third going up a hill, it just goes from 160 down to 140 or so, guessing, pretty quickly. So it's nice knowing what the transmission temperature is running. Before I had no idea. So, and the motor is still running cool, not having the cooling of the transmission go through that radiator. So